I have a docuseries coming out on October 10th.
Okay.
It's a 3-part series all at once. You'll get it on Tubi. You can sign up for free. About 45 minutes to an hour each episode, and it'll really like just unpack my journey making my first album, which comes out next year. So.
Now, just so people know, you do have projects on what they call the musical platforms,
DSPs.
but they are not albums, they're projects.
Right. Yeah, I have a mixtape out called Lady Like the Boss Tape, available on like SoundCloud and YouTube, and then on DSPs I have an EP, extended EP called Soul.
So, yeah. So there's so much that I want to kind of talk about, but this is the thing. When we were talking very briefly off camera, the thing that makes you different is you're very educated. And I don't think that's highlighted enough. Very, attractive. And I'm saying this with all due respect.
Right.
And understanding that this is not the norm when it should be. And what I mean by that is when you hear female rappers or woman rappers, you're selling the stereotypical type things. But for you being in this lane, how have you been able to stay true to everything that you represent?
I think it isn't difficult for me. I don't have a mistake of identity. I think I came into this game knowing exactly who I was and who I wasn't willing to be in order to reach certain thresholds. So I think it's coming around. We're experiencing a certain dynamic right now in music, but I see a shift on the way. So I'm gonna stay steadfast in what I'm doing so that I'm right where I need to be when opportunities
Has it been harder than expected?
Yeah, very difficult.
What's the stigma that you have to fight through?
I think people just don't want to think. Gen Z is a very simple-minded consumer group. So, we come from the people that can listen to 4-minute, 5-minute songs and ingest them. And then now songs are like 1 minute and 58 seconds. The attention spans aren't even there anymore. So I think the hardest thing is trying to get into the new generation and like penetrate their cerebrals and get them to kind of think bigger.
Do you feel like your skill is overlooked or not even mentioned?
I think it's overlooked by the mainstream consumers, for sure. But I think it's mentioned. It's mentioned amongst like niche groups. But I think it could be bigger.
Yeah. There have been very impactful figures in this culture in music that have voiced and said that you are the most slept on.
Yeah.
Right? How and what needs to be needed for you to get the respect that you deserve?
Resource. Comes down to nothing but that.
Wow.
I don't think talent or work ethic can rival money being put behind it and machines actually working at the same time. So if I had a machine working in tandem with me to make sure that I got maximum exposure, I think I would be exactly where my counterparts are, exactly where my peers are, maybe even further.
Now, when you mean resources, for the person who hears that, right? The first thing that jumps out is obviously money. But me knowing what I know, it's not just money, it's the support. But with that comes a little give and take. How important for you is the creative process? How important is you to stick to your guns of who you want to be and how you want to be seen? And how has that been for you up until this point?
I can maintain my creative integrity and my creative control if people just was willing to take a gamble on the unknown. Because the thing that's happening now is they're recreating the same artist over and over again because they see that it worked before. So if they are willing to take
Can you give an example?
I won't give specific examples, but I can say like, how can I put this?
You don't have to mention names, obviously,
Yeah.
but that was a word that you just said.
Yeah. So basically, let's say somebody is on TikTok, right? Let's just say person A is on TikTok and they make a song that is about tacos. And they're like, okay, that shit went viral. For some reason, it's all over the place. Nobody can stop singing this song, whatever. The next label that comes in is looking for somebody who's making a song about tacos because they saw the tacos work that one time.
Yeah.
They're not willing to listen to a song about Greek salad because it just don't work. You know, like instead of taking a gamble on maybe we're not even talking about food no more. Maybe we're talking about something else.